Atmanirbharata and industry. And as we all know that industry is will actually lead to Atmanirbharata. Respected Dr. Narottam Sahu sir, member secretaries and dignitaries from various state councils, our eminent speakers, I take this opportunity to welcome as well as thank you all for sparing time to grace the occasion. I welcome Mr. Darshan Shah, Vice Chairman CII Gujarat, who will take us through the role of industry for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Welcome, sir.
Thank
I
you.
also welcome Shri Pathik Patwari, sir, President Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, who will take us through the role of industries in Gujarat ecosystem. Welcome, sir. I also take this opportunity to welcome Shri Neil Shrimali sir, who is from the Industries Commissionerate Government of Gujarat, and he'll talk on a very important topic: academia linkage for Atmanirbhar Bharat. I also welcome Shri Sanjeev Mehrotra sir, CEO Center of Excellence for IoT and AI, NASCOM, and who will again tell us on the technology intensive industries which will lead to Atmanirbhar Bharat. I welcome Shri K.S. Murthy sir, Head Marketing and Development, IIT Gandhinagar Research Park. And sir, you will be talking on the industry support to tech-led startups for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Welcome, sir. Welcome to this forum. I also take this opportunity to welcome all our member secretaries and dignitaries from the various state councils, our CSC coordinators, our GUJCOST staff members, and all the students and teachers who have joined on the YouTube channel. I hope that we have a very engrossing session on Atmanirbharta and industry. Thank you, Dr. Pai.
Thank you, ma'am. So we start with the traditional lamp lighting for this program. With this, I request Narottam Sahu sir, Advisor GUJCOST, to give the opening remarks of this program. Sir.
Good morning to everybody. Hope I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, respected Darshan Shah sir, Vice Chairman, CII Gujarat, Shri Neil Shrimali, Joint Technical Advisor, Industry Commissionerate, Government of Gujarat, Shri Pathik Patwari sir, President Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Shri Sanjeev Malhotra, CEO, Center of Excellency of IoT and AI, NASCOM, Shri K.S. Murthy, Head Marketing and Development, Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar Research Park, and Dr. Poonam Bhargav, Principal Scientific Officer, GUJCOST, Dr. Payal Pandit, Scientific Officer, Research and Development, GUJCOST, all our state S&T Council, Member Secretary, Directors, Director General, Scientific Officers, from the DST Government of India, Dr. Devapriya Datta sir, Dr. Rasmi ma'am, and Dr. Ravikant, and all the scientists all across the country, and all our students, faculties in our Gujarat university departments, college institutions, and all our science communicators in the community science centers in all 33 districts. A very good morning to all of you. On behalf of Gujarat Council on Science and Technology, GUJCOST, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Gujarat, we welcome you to this monthly Vigyan Utsav program to celebrate Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav. This is a program we are celebrating since last August 2021 as a part of this Azadi Ki Amrit 75 years of our Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav, and as our parent department, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, through its SSTP, State S&T Council programs, we are celebrating every month this Vigyan Utsav in a particular theme. So this is almost 10th month, 11th month of our celebrations. And this month, the theme of this month is Atmanirbharata and industry for self-reliance of this country. So all the themes and all these month activities was revolving around the particular theme, with exploring the best possible means and ways of the particular state, because as the state S&T councils are working at the grassroots level and bridging the gap between the center and state for the scientific awareness, scientific research, scientific mission to be taken care of. And this program has really bridging the gap between understanding that gap area or the gray area, and to find out the possible ways so that that can be taken care of. On that context, we discussed on the industry infrastructure. We discussed about research infrastructure. We discussed about scientific communications, this traditional knowledge, a lot of things. Last 11th month we have discussed, and we have prepared this thing, solid note of that thing. In fact, all our state S&T councils are now in the final version of preparing that compendium for all these sector-wise points that we have discussed through this Vigyan Utsav. So the Vigyan Utsav is really, it's a celebration of science in different aspects, identifying our strength, our opportunities, our limit, and identifying also the finding our limitations or our threats area, so that we can have a very good synergy between our industry, academic, policymakers, government, and the real stakeholders. So in that context, today this is GUJCOST is pleased to hold this program on the state level. We are very happy that we have all the industry stalwarts, starting from the CII Gujarat, NASCOM, GCCI, Gujarat Government Industry Commissioner, and a premier institution like IIT Gandhinagar Research Park. All the institutions, all the faculties, all the concerned policymakers who are here for the really working for the best solution for industry, academics, academia, networking, as well as the bringing the best for the industries to bringing the economic development of the countries or these things. As we discuss on this self-reliant year context, as per our Honorable Prime Minister's clarion call, that how best we can contribute to the to the Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India. So in that case, we can see that science and technology can only be the option for taking that capturing that call, the mission, or that result. Because basic science part, when the basic science part will be giving our fundamental rules and these things, ways for going ahead. Technology can make a difference, and it can make the India self-reliant. The industrial world is now facing the urgent challenges, because now lots of people are discussing about this thing, Industry 4.0, which is rapidly changing the technology and models which has to be needed to ensure speed, flexibility, quality, and efficiency of productions or assembly, as well as enabling the new business models for different sectors and different stakeholders. India is now, you can say that, almost ready to ride the fourth industrial revolutions and realize the Honorable Prime Minister's vision to make India or make the country self-reliant and not remain dependent on the global supply chain. So this is a very bold statement, and I think our industry, academics, as well as the policymakers, they are doing the best in that things. We can see that our last budget, there was a concentrated consortium for the effort for the research grant to be taken care of to really the challengeable problem statements that we are facing, and to support and supplement the industrial requirement also. The only way that India can achieve the vision of Atmanirbhar or self-reliance is through the technology. So that is the reason DST is also giving the most focus, most priority for the technology development, technology transfer, and these things. In that case, also we at Gujarat, with the state council and with our state DST, we are having also our state science, technology, innovation policy, where there was a lot of things is going on for promote of research development, as well as the bringing the healthy relations with the industry sectors. But we alone can't do the job. So that's the reason we are here, and we are seeking the support, cooperations, and all the suggestions from our the partners like CII, NASCOM, or industry institutions, so that we can bring the best for our academic institutions also. So with this word, I once again welcome all our guest speakers today, as this program is also participated by thousands of students, faculties, and scientists all across the country, all across in our industry, university setups, departments. I think this would be a really a eye opener, eye opening for everybody to see that what are the gray areas that we have not touched, or that has to be discussed more more importantly or more significantly, so that the future R&D part can take care of that things. So with this word, I once again thanks the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, for giving GUJCOST a chance to host this program today. And I also thank all our stalwarts in this industry sectors, who are also giving that right kind of advice and guidance to the government and the policymaker to adopt or change that type of parameters for bringing the healthy relationship and for the economic development. And we are here to see to have your kind words and with kind suggestions and guidance, so that we can achieve the best. Thank you so much, and we wish you a very meaningful session on this 1.5 hour. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for building up the foundation for the today's session. We invite our first speaker today, Shri Darshan Shah sir, Vice Chairman of CII Gujarat, for his talk on the role of industry for Atmanirbharata. Sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Poonam Bhargava, Principal Scientific Officer, GUJCOST, Dr. Payal Pandit, Scientific Officer, GUJCOST, Dr. Narottam Sahu, Advisor, GUJCOST, distinguished speakers, and all the participants, especially scientists, students from all across Gujarat, and welcome to this Vigyan Utsav. It is indeed a pleasure to be a part of the virtual celebration of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav, Vigyan Utsav, Atmanirbharata and industry. Thank you for giving me and CII this opportunity to participate in this exciting event. As we all know, the Prime Minister of India, while addressing Confederation of Indian Industry, CII's annual summit, pointed out the important role of industry has to play in Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign. So grabbing new opportunities, the new India led by the industries is going to ride on new opportunities. There are new policy initiatives and new emerging situations that India has to turn to its own benefit. Redefining Make in India. Honorable Prime Minister redefined the idea of Make in India and diverted the stress on making in India rather than made by India. Any foreign company which comes to India and produces or manufactures in India is also a part of Made in India. The idea is very significant as it welcomes FDI and FPI. So let's have a brief overview on Atmanirbhar Bharat and the role that industry is going to play to make this a success. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan or Self-Reliant India campaign is the vision of the new India envisaged by the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. He gave a clarion call on the 12th May and enablers across 7 sectors under this campaign. The government took several bold reforms such as supply chain reforms for agriculture, rational tax systems, simple and clear laws, capable human resources, and strong financial systems. So initiatives in the industry sector for Make in India. For the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign, the government has done the majority of its part in terms of the initiatives for industry, and now it's the industry's turn to pick it up from here. For example, in the solar sector, there was a long pending issue that we had to import most of the solar modules from China, and the industry was demanding for a right impetus to make it in India only. Therefore, the government decided to impose a 40% basic custom duty on solar modules and 25% on solar cells from 1st April 2022 in a move to make imports costlier and encourage local manufacturing. A sufficient amount of time has been given to all the stakeholders to adapt to the new regime, and further, the demands being created in India, almost 10 to 15 gigawatt solar bids are coming every year. Let's look at the role of agri-industry in Atmanirbhar Bharat. When we talk about agriculture, the agri-industry is inherently included in it, though not expressed explicitly most of the time. The understanding of the vital role of this sector in the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign can be gauged by the government choosing to raise the issue at industry annual body meeting. Greater synergy between corporate sector and Indian agriculture has been emphasized for making it more competitive and connected to the global markets. The time has come to stop seeing corporate entry into agriculture sector as an exploitative phenomenon, and the recent farm laws were passed keeping these in view. More investments and the latest technology in terms of irrigation to storage are needed, and this gives the scope for the industry leaders to come forward. As a way forward, industry needs to work hand in hand with the government more than ever before. It is time for the industry to take up new opportunities, tackle new challenges, and work in sync with the government to realize the goal of self-reliance. For this, the short-term impetus given by the government in terms of tariff protection and subsidies to the domestic industries will not last for long, and the industries will have to look for long-term export options while being globally competitive. Another element in this regard is the regulatory framework and consensus between center and the states. A certain degree of long-term policy and regulatory regime, labor and capital market reforms devoid of sudden surprises is required for an ecosystem of growth to occur. I believe it truly exhibits the entrepreneurial spirit of Gujarat, which is looking forward and resurgent even in the most challenging times. And I am supremely confident that industries in India and especially in Gujarat shall rise up to this challenge and make Atmanirbhar Bharat vision of our Prime Minister a success. With this, I would like to convey that the industries in Gujarat shall be working very closely with the government to make these plans a success. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for briefly touching upon the various industrial aspects of how they should be going ahead towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. And you rightly said that we have to be independent in all aspects and sectors. And the government has been supporting through various introducing of various policies and reforms that support the industry. And definitely a synergy between the government and industry is to be looked upon. Thank you so much. We have our next speaker for the day, Shri Pathik Patwari sir, President of Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Sir will be talking about the role of industries in the Gujarat ecosystem. Sir.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good
It is a
morning.
pleasure to be with you today in this Vigyan Utsav webinar organized by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, under the State Science and Technology Program to mark Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. I again congratulate GUJCOST for organizing this important and useful seminar. And the theme, most importantly, the Atmanirbharata and industry. I think it goes one and on. Atmanirbharata can never be achieved in absence of industrial growth. Industrial self-dependence is critical to ensure that the economy can face the challenges of the economic turmoil and global meltdowns and emerge out of the situation safely. Therefore, taking a cue from the theme and further expanding it, I believe that it is actually Atmanirbharata of economy through Atmanirbharata of industry. I'll be speaking on role of industries in the Gujarat ecosystem. Friends, Gujarat, when we say, is the epicenter for the industrial activities in India. You cannot separate business out of a Gujarati. I mean, it runs into their blood. Gujarat always has been a forefront in Indian life and economy. The significant role of industries in Gujarat's ecosystem can be estimated by considering that having just 5% population of the India vis-a-vis, it contributes 16% of the industrial production of the country. When comparing it industrial output to the agriculture output to the GDP, Gujarat contributes 43% of its of the GDP from industries, whereas only 20% comes from agriculture. Therefore, for the state, industrial sector is of the prime importance. Gujarat has a well-established critical infrastructure, quality power. Rather, we are surplus power, one of the few states in India having a surplus power, productive human capital, conducive business climate, and a proactive industry policy combined with a will and a strong determined government, a stable government. All this confers that Gujarat and the business to invest in the state is unbeatable and has a competitive edge compared to other parts in India. These factors have also resulted in development of a very conducive ecosystem for startups in Gujarat. In fact, in the recent startup ranking, Gujarat has been among the top runners. It is pertinent to note that many of the startups coming up in the Gujarat are connected with the science and technology, IT, artificial intelligence, and allied sectors. Gujarat is a leader in most of the core industrial sectors such as pharma, chemicals, textiles, engineering, petrochem, ceramics, and many more. With the largest coastline, friends, we also have one of the most popular ports in India, which gives us good connectivity to the Western world. Ceramics, when we say Morbi, it's the second largest producer of ceramic tiles in global market after China. We also host the largest petrochemical complex in the world at Jamnagar by Reliance Industries. Automobile, a couple of years back, it was something which was never talked in Gujarat, but today automobile sector is so much keen to invest in Gujarat, and they have been expanding in big leaps. The industries in Gujarat have not only played a key role in shaping Gujarat's economic growth model, but they also have been actively involved since times in overall social development and formation of self-dependent, that is Atmanirbharata of overall ecosystem. The Mahajan tradition of Gujarat was one of its kind, and not in the country, but across the globe. The Mahajans played an active role in policy formulation, which paved the way for business-friendly ecosystem in the state. These Mahajans also encourage Atmanirbharata amongst the industries and the society at large by always coming to the forefront in times of need, during disputes, economic turmoil, or natural calamities. The tradition continued still date amongst the industries of Gujarat, and the industry stalwarts of Gujarat are playing a major role in further economic growth by contributing in various state level as well as national and international forums and advisory bodies. I have shared some views on the past and the present contribution of industries in shaping Gujarat's ecosystem. Now let me share some ideas for future. I believe that the Make in India and the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives have helped the industries of Gujarat become Atmanirbhar to a great extent, and a reliance on imported raw materials and machinery has decreased significantly. In order to remain Atmanirbhar in future, we will have to keep up with the changes required in the technology and bring about innovation in our products and systems. Therefore, higher investments in R&D is required. Friends, post-COVID, we have seen the global turmoils, and we have also seen India as shaping out as a front runner, as a stronger economy. When we say Atmanirbhar and when we say a China plus policy, this is an apt time when India can get into the role of the best alternate production center in absence of China. Today, the global markets are eyeing Gujarat and India to produce their products in a large scale. This is an opportunity that as an industry we cannot miss. Also, we will need to switch to sustainable sources of fuel for our production processes. The renewable energy sector is therefore one of the sectors which should be of prime focus. Industry 4.0 is going to change the way we run the industries. We need to move with time. We need to cope with the developments and the advances that are happening in the technology. Timely availability of accurate information will become critical for the industries so that correct decisions can be taken. Digitalization of the processes through adoption of IT technology will therefore be required. I am confident that we will be able to achieve our goal through collective efforts. As I always say, alone we can do little, together we can do much. Let's join together and make efforts to make all our industries Atmanirbhar in totality and in true spirits. The $5 trillion $5 trillion economy target by 2026 is not a distant task. I think with the Atmanirbharata policy, the various performance-linked initiatives that have been announced in many sectors will pave way for larger growth of industry in overall sectors. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak and to speak to you on this beautiful topic. I hope that some thoughts which I have shared would be useful to many. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for presenting the Gujarat industrial economy, the industrial ecosystem, and showing the way ahead. Very rightly said that we need to keep up with the changes and keep innovating, because to moving towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and then maintaining it is equally important. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your talk. And we move on to our next speaker, Shri Neel Shrimali, sir, who is the Joint Technical Advisor at Industrials Commissionerate, Government of Gujarat. We request sir for his talk on government initiatives in industry-academia linkage for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Sir.
Good morning all. Shri Sanjeev Malhotra sir, Shri K.S. Murthy sir, Shri Pratik Patwari sir, Shri Narottam Sahu sir. First of all, I congratulate and thank the Government of India and GUJCOST for organizing this Vigyan Utsav under the scheme of Atmanirbhar Bharat for the industries. Such initiative is very much required to encourage our young entrepreneurs and to guide them so that more and more employment can be increased for our state. So now Government of Gujarat is always proactive, as my earlier speaker Pratik Patwari sir has rightly pointed out about the Gujarat, what are the strengths of Gujarat, and from there only I will take it forward. I will just present what are the incentives and what are the steps Gujarat government is taking to encourage more and more industries in the state of Gujarat. Commissioner. So Gujarat account for 25% of India's export. The state products are exported to more than 180 countries across the globe. Gujarat has 48 larger ports, which is handling 40% of India's cargoes movement in India. Apart from that, we got it 7,500 hectares of well-developed GIDCs and 100 plus private industrial park, which are this was ready to operate. Anyone can go and they will get all the facilities, which is plug and play type. And now we are offering that one. Moreover, Gujarat is the only state with statewide fully functional natural gas grid, the water grid, and 100% electrification. Our Gujarat is home to well-developed industrial infrastructure with road connectivity. We all know Gujarat roads are one of the benchmark in the entire country. These are the sectoral leadership present in Gujarat. In petrochemicals, we compared to everyone, we are higher. Then we got presence in chemical, in fertilizers. Then textile, I'm not going through statistics. You can get it from the afterwards also. Textile sectors. Then we got it presence in jewelry also, dairy product, pharmaceuticals, vegetables and oils and fats. Then other ferrous materials, ceramics. Just now Pratik Patwari sir rightly pointed out about that. Metal casting and man-made fiber. Other achievements are Gujarat account for about 17% of India's industrial output. 11% is coming out of the India's factories. Out of that, 17% is from Gujarat. 20% of the export, which is highest in India, which is contributed by Gujarat. Our manufacturing sector share in percentage of GDP stood at 37.5. Then FDI, you would have noticed in the 10 days back in the newspaper, Gujarat is witnessing 3.8 times growth in FDI in 2020-21. Then we got it highest number of project commission in the year of 2020, as per published by Government of India. Gujarat got first rank in India in Logistic Performance Index and Lead Index in 2019. Gujarat is the best performer in All India State Startup Ranking released by DPIT in the year 2018 and 2019. This year also we perform well. We are in the top state. Gujarat got first rank in Export Preparedness Index released by Niti Aayog. We got first rank in India Composite for the Water Management Index by Niti Aayog. And needless to say, Gujarat is a home to more than 100 Fortune 500 companies and over 30 lakhs MSMEs are present in Gujarat at present. Gujarat government is taking various measures for encourage ease of doing business so that more and more companies can come. We got an investor facilitation portal. So investor facilitation portal is a single window portal for all business related approvals. Entrepreneur who want to establish enterprise in Gujarat, he has to file a single application from IFP. Through IFP, this portal provides more than 200 business related approvals pertaining to 20 state government departments. So far, we have received more than 8.5 lakhs application has been processed through IFP portal. Apart from that, we got it online grievance redressal module also. Suppose some entrepreneur is applying for some electrical connections or gas connection, and if they are not getting response in time, then they can raise the grievances. We got it online grievance redress module also for that time resolution of the grievances. The portal has so far resolved 9,925 grievances as on date. We got it also online feedback system. So whatever suppose you are submitting applications for the financial incentives, then we are regularly taking feedback from the entrepreneur also. And this portal is also linked with the CM dashboard for the real time time tracking. So in case suppose whatever the time limit has been given, suppose some particular application of interest to be processed within 60 days or within 30 days, if it is going beyond time limit, then it is the same. We will getting this one response also from CM dashboard. They will asking us our justification why the particular application is getting delayed. Then another important features by the Gujarat government is our Gujarat Land Bank. We got it GIS based software which depicts availability of industrial land available in the state. And with that, we got it in this portal. We got it total area available to our portal is 7,500 hectares. Whichever the new industries want to come in Gujarat and they want to start up their base. So our index which are having rights to access of this Gujarat land bank, they will show them and as per their availability and their land requirement and their financial planning, they can go further. Then compliance burden reduction. So Gujarat government has already passed that MSME Facilitation Act. Through that, they have reduced the regulatory compliance burden. We got it MOU with Burger Organization, Bank of Baroda for the finance, then National Stock Exchange, then State Bank of India, CDB, Amazon and Walmart for various credit financing to the MSMEs. We got it. MSME helped us at the each of our district industrial center, which do the handholding, investor facilitator interactions, then guidance. They give the guidance of various approvals and schemes, incentives. They handle various queries. If they got it any query regarding to land or any GPCB or other things, we do our executives. They do handholding for this coordination also. Then to set up enterprise, what type of this one regulations, what type of clearance they need it, and what are suppose they want to make a project report. Such guidance also will be given by this executives which are sitting in the district industry center of our districts. These are our websites where you can go get all the financial details: Industries Commissionerate, MSME Commissionerate, and Investor Facilitation Portal. Various policies implemented by Government of Gujarat are right now we are running Gujarat Industrial Policy 2020. Under then various incentive schemes are there. Then we got it Gujarat Aerospace and Defence Policies, which is for defence manufacturing. We got it Gujarat Garment and Apparel Policy 2017. Then to strengthen textile value chain, we got it Textile Policy 2019. The highlight of the Gujarat Industry Policy 2020. Under that we have divided. We got it total talukas. So talukas we have divided into various categories: Category 1, Category 2, and Category 3. In various categories, we give capital subsidies to whatever based on their financial, whatever the fixed capital investment they are going to make in Gujarat. So 6 to 7 and to 8% we are giving them capital subsidies. Then we got it various, as Pratik Patwari sir was mentioning in earlier presentation, for the to develop industrial infrastructure also Gujarat government is giving, suppose some GIDC is there, they want to make some road or gas line or electrical connections. So whatever the cost of the project, out of that 80% of the project cost in the limit of 25 crores, Gujarat government is refinancing. Then environmental infrastructure to develop better environment, we are giving various incentives. This all the factual figures is available on our website, so I'm not going much into the details. Then as rightly pointed out by my earlier speaker, we have to invest more in research. So Gujarat government also have the various schemes for research and product development. So any institution want to doing some activity for the R&D purpose. So 30% of their project cost within the limit of 5 crores, Gujarat government is reimbursing. And any industries, they want to carry out research work in some GUJCOST or any IIT or anywhere, then 50% of that project cost up to the financial limit of 50 lakhs, Gujarat government is reimbursing. These are the environment protection measures. Then for the skill development also. So if anybody is set up in any anchor institute, then whatever the capital expenditure they incur, so 75% of that machine cost manufacturing, Gujarat government is reimbursing. And then for the operational expenditure also, for the first year, we are giving it 100%. For the second year, it is 75%. Third year, it is 50%. And fourth and fifth year, we are 25% of the operational expenditure we are giving it. Then for the startup also, we give it various options for the seed funding. Up to 30 lakhs per startup we are giving it, and any startup which give additional impact to the society, so additional 10 lakhs this one incentive we are giving it. Any startup to sustain, so for sustainable allowance also we are giving it, that is 20,000 per month. For the acceleration support we give it more 3 lakhs. Any startup who is getting support from the mentoring institute, for the mentoring also we give it 1 lakhs. Then we got it Gujarat Aerospace and Defence Policies. At present, MSME registration. For the MSMEs, this is our flex scheme which is widely accepted by industries. We are giving capital subsidies up to 25% in the ceiling of 35 lakhs. For category 2 talukas, we are giving whatever the term loan is taken by the MSMEs. So to 20% of the term loan in the limit of 30 lakhs, we are reimbursing it. For category 3, whatever the term loan has been taken, and 10% of that subsidies in the ceiling of 10 lakhs we are reimbursing. So for SC/ST and minority we are giving one more additional percent. Suppose it is 25%, then for the category talukas it is 30%. For category 2 in general it was 20%. So in the one it was 25%. Like capital subsidies, interest subsidies also there. For interest subsidy, we are giving for category taluka 1 7%. Banking finance are giving them some term loan at the range of 11%. So out of 11%, 7% interest we are reimbursing it when they claim it to the respective district industry center. This all are online scheme. They need not to come to physically. All document they can file up to the IFP and claim will be processed or online only. Then for the category 2 taluka also 6% interest subsidy we are giving it. And category 3 also we are giving 5% interest subsidies. Then for patent registration, if there are any startup or anyone doing it, good startup, and they file the patent, then for domestic, for the registration fee 50,000 rupees, and for international 2,000 rupees we are giving it. And for development also up to 75% of their expenditure, 25 lakhs they are giving it. So with this I conclude my presentation. These informations are available on website also, which I mentioned it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for pointing out the various advantages or benefits that people can take under the different policies of the government of Gujarat. And definitely, the government department has become more tech savvy to promote the industrial growth in Gujarat. So we also have to keep pace with the growing technologies. Thank you very much, sir. It was indeed a pleasure hearing you. So we move on to our next speaker, Shri Sanjeev Malhotra, sir. He is the CEO at the Center for Excellence for IoT and AI at NASSCOM. We request sir for his talk on tech-intensive industries leading to Atmanirbharata. Sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me, Narottamji and Dr. Pal. Pleasure to be here. It was good to hear the esteemed speakers before me, and Mr. Neil Kumarji did talk about the industry commissionerates in initiatives on the industry. I think they have already solved the problem of making business easy, or ease of doing business, as they say. So I think since I represent an organization, which is Center of Excellence on IoT and AI and part of NASSCOM, and I'll be and represent the industry, which is the technology industry of India. While there is industries got many flavors, and technology industry represents typically the industries which are Infosys, Wipro, TCS. These are the type of names which fall in the IT industry of India. And I think all of us know, while India has made a lot of progress on multiple fronts in IT industry, I think we have done, the success story has been really exemplary in last 20 years, and still continues to grow. IT industry, for those people who may not know some of the figures on top of their head, is already at close to $200 billion, right? And growing at close to 10% every year. That shows, and most of these revenues are export-oriented revenues. While there's some of it are domestic, but the growth is mainly export-oriented. World has already recognized us as leaders when it comes to the IT industry, when it comes to innovation, when it comes to digital technologies. We as organization promote the slogan, when you think digital, you think India. India should be the focal point for the world when they talk about adopting digital technologies. So let me tell you why digital technologies are important. Why are we talking of high technology, deep technologies, which is important from Atmanirbharata, which is our theme for the day. Earlier technology or IT industry used to be, can I buy a computer? Can I use an email? Then it was, can I browse internet? Yes, I can. Can I do this? Can I edit photos? Can I store photos? These are the type of things most of us do in our daily lives. Then of course, corporate has bigger uses to it, on talking about how you store your data internally, how you manage servers, and how you connect the entire organization. Global organizations stay connected through your common servers. So that's how IT industry has evolved, and so has the new innovation and products in that area. Now technology is taking a newer leap. When we talk about newer leap, it is entering into the domains earlier, which were so far, talked about efficiency in our office working. Now we are talking about entering into the domain of manufacturing, entering into the domain of retail, entering into the domain of mobility. And some of the examples we have already seen. If you talk about Ola and Uber, the apps we use is actually a result of technology. The GPS systems, the cell phones, and how they have become affordable is a result of, that's why we have these newer services. Similarly, on retail, how e-commerce has picked up over the last few years, we have all seen the growth on e-commerce side of things, right? And now we are talking about next phase of growth, which is now how do we bring it to the manufacturing industry? So let me just kind of narrow it down rather than keeping the discussion too broad. Let me just kind of focus on the manufacturing industry, since Gujarat is a leader on the manufacturing side with home to so many large number of MSMEs and the large companies. How technology can actually impact the growth or the modernization of manufacturing industry, which in turn will lead to our leadership in manufacturing, because manufacturing is one area which we must have. IT industry alone cannot be the growth driver. Manufacturing is definitely the cornerstone for our growth, because that's where we manufacture products which we use in our daily life. Probably we have lost to some of our neighbors, the leadership position on that over the years. But that is not to say that we have probably we have an opportunity to come back, and that's where technology plays a role, and that's where it contributes directly into the Atmanirbharata. For us, how technology can contribute into manufacturing, I'll give you one or two examples. There is, when we talk of deep technology, there's computer vision, which we use for quality control. So far, how does the quality control happen is basically a use of some operators or some workers who look at the product, with their eyes and determine if the quality of a product is great or not so good. But now what people are doing is trying to deploy computer vision technology, which computer or the cameras look at the product, determine if there is a defect in it or the quality is meeting the standards as prescribed. And that avoids the error, that increases the speed, and that overall adds to the efficiency also. That has a direct impact on the quality of products that we produce in the country. And that directly adds to our competitiveness in the overall global market. Because when we compete for our manufacturing industry, we are competing globally. We have to ensure our products meet that quality and also are meeting the cost that is going to be competitive with some of the other countries who are into manufacturing. Some other examples, quality control I gave you. There is another example of how you monitor your machines which are running in the factory. Machines may be running anywhere in different parts of the country. How you monitor them sitting in one location, how you keep track of which machine is down, which machine is up. All that which earlier used to be done by somebody on the shop floor who will take account into your handwritten notes, will compile it, send it to the manager will send it to the management, and then some decisions taken, and then that process back and forth may take hours or days or sometimes maybe weeks. These are just one or two examples I've shown, but there are hundreds of examples like this I can give you where technology is going to be directly adding to the competitiveness or modernization of our industry. While a lot of automation has already happened, but the digital technology has totally changed the paradigm. There is a term called 3D printing, where if the products are not mass produced, you can produce a product through a 3D printer. You put a design of what you want, and the product gets manufactured or gets printed. Printing is, while it's a misnomer, it sometimes confuses you, but actually it produces a good solid product coming out of it. And that's a technology which is picking up pretty quickly in all parts of the world, including India also. We are beginning to use that technology on various fronts. Now, keeping that in mind, we have opened up a center of excellence in Gujarat, in Gandhinagar IIT at this point of time, where our goal is to drive technology to MSMEs, or medium and small industries. The reason I'm talking about medium and small industries is large industries know how to take care of themselves. They have resources and probably means and knowledge and probably money to take care of it. The medium-sized industries probably need more help when it comes to adopting these solutions or finding out good. First of all, a lot of them may not be even aware. I think a lot of my previous esteemed speakers talked about Industry 4.0. What is Industry 4.0? It is basically using technology in industries. I think if I simplify it in simple words. And that is a job we do. How do we make it simple for industries to adopt these technologies? What they call a cookie cutter solution, right? I will just tell you, use this thing, it's aapko ye fayda hoga. This is what you will gain out of it. And this is what the job we do as a part of Center of Excellence. And what we do is we don't produce all the solutions, because industry and technology and the applications are so wide, no one organization can do that. And the good thing is, as in India right now, we have a culture of startups, which is now, if I talk about the technology startups are 5,000 to 6,000 in number, spread all over the country, working on different domains in manufacturing, in retail, in healthcare, and in many other areas, right? So that's a good thing we have. We don't have to look up to other parts of the world to get the technology. I think technology is being produced right in our backyard. You go around, look around in Gandhinagar itself, you will find 30 good solutions, which are in your 10-kilometer radius, which are working on solutions which can directly be employed or deployed whether in the industry or in some other applications. So we as an organization bring it all on one platform, try to make it easy for industries to adopt. And we believe this is going to, over a period of time, once we show a few success stories, it will automatically catch up and it will pick up with the rest of the industry as well. So with that, I think I'll just like to congratulate the organizers for this the event. I think what the message I will have for everyone, whoever is the listener on this, I'm assuming it is, I was told it is students and other scientific organizations. My message to everybody will be, even though science seems hard, Vigyan seems hard, it is interesting. Pick up the areas which you find easy to adopt. Pick up the areas which you enjoy. You don't have to know everything in the world to be a scientist. Even if you pick up the areas which you enjoy, I think we should all celebrate science. I think our government has been pushing Vigyan and Anusandhan and so on. I think these are all the right things, right priorities for the country. And I can tell you the next stage of war, or when you say war, I don't mean the physical war. Next stage of war between the countries is going to be based on technologies. So who basically scores, who does better in the industries is going to be about science and technology. So this is an area we definitely cannot ignore. This is an area which needs to be given a priority, and it is directly linked with the Atmanirbharata, whichever domain or industry we pick up. So thank you so much, and we hope to contribute there, to Gujarat and rest of the country with the support from Government of Gujarat, Department of Science and Technology. I think we have set it up and we are on our way. And with IIT Gandhinagar and other institutions in the state, we hope to continue to be an important contributor there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. It was indeed a very nice and interesting presentation on the impact of technology on the modernization of the manufacturing industry, and with very relevant Gujarat-centric examples. Your talk was really very interesting. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, to making it happen, sir.
A pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Good, sir.
So, we have our next speaker, Shri K.S. Murthy, sir, Head of the Marketing and Development at IIT Gandhinagar Research Park. We request sir for his talk on the industry support to tech-led startups for Atmanirbharata. Sir.
And good afternoon, everybody. And thanks for the opportunity being given to IIT, of course, in the process for the research park and me to present few of my understanding on how industry and academic institutions can support tech-led startup ventures along with supporting industries. I thought instead of simply sharing my own personal knowledge, I thought let me present what is already available in the system here, ecosystem here in IIT Gandhinagar for tech startups. I have a small presentation which will give you within academic institutions, we have certain autonomous outfits, whether you call a society or a center or a Section 8 company, for promoting entrepreneurship and research and development. Say, when I look at what is the basic requirement of any company or a startup company, they will be needing access to equipment, they will be needing access to knowledge, needing some kind of industry connect to validate their own thoughts and products, whether their qualification is making any difference. Say one is qualification, another is their background and requirements. This IIT Gandhinagar, we have this entrepreneurship center and also a research park, which are playing an interplay between the academic institutions and the industry to promote this research development technology ventures. One, give me one sec. One sec, one moment. Okay.
Later, and even some other time, because just now they're on their hospital there.
दीपक, स्क्रीन शेयरिंग क्यों नहीं हो रहा है?
think we lost connection with Murthy sir. We are trying to reconnect.
You can send a message to him that if it.
Sir, he just called me, so he's joining in less than a minute.
Otherwise, we can have this thing.
No, there's some issue with his laptop, so he just logged out, so he's joining. So.
Yes, sir, it is coming.
Sir, you're muted, sir. Sir, you have to unmute yourself first.
Hello, I'm sorry. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Yeah, sorry, there is a glitch and okay. As I was just mentioning, it's not moving.
Yeah, we're on the second slide, sir.
Okay, but.
Okay, you can come out of the full screen mode, sir. Or if you can share it, then I can load the presentation from my end here.
Okay, you want me to share it with you?
I can load it from here, sir.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
So meantime, you can stop sharing your screen.
I'm sharing on your email or WhatsApp.
Whichever is okay with you, sir. WhatsApp will be faster.
Okay.
So you can meantime stop your sharing your screen.
Okay,
Sir.
I'm sharing through. Receive?
Yes, sir. Yes, receive. Sir, okay, yeah, stop sharing. I'll load it in a moment.
Is that okay now? Whatever I'm presenting? No.
Yes, sir, you're on the first slide. Second, yes, it's moving.
Okay,
sir.
that's fine then.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry for everything, whatever it has happened.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. IIT Gandhinagar, we also have this IIEC, which is an entrepreneurship outfit, and the research park, and enabling outfits like whatever Mr. Sanjeev mentioned, like NASCOM. We have even Gujarat Urja Vikas Nigam Limited, they have their research and development outfit. They are part of the research park, and we are all willing to support tech startups. So what is our offering? As an academic institute, we have a good courses. We have research centers. I'll explain you what they are. This is the slide giving information. What is that? I'm going to present there. Say major research facilities, and we have this IISc, then industry-related projects which are taken up by student community. Say even a tech startup can engage students for their research or product development, validation kind of requirements. So these are the centers available within Gandhinagar IIT, of course, which are supported by GUJCOST in multiple ways, and Government of Gujarat and Government of India. All these centers are available for tech startups. And this is a research park, operational since 2017. We have a permanent building of 2 lakh square feet area, what you are seeing in this photograph. Before this building was ready, part of the academic area has been converted for the research park applications, and there are companies operating from the research park. Now, all are moving into the permanent building. Say, in the research park, we will have, or rather we are looking forward to have startups as well as industries to set up their offices. It can be for product validation or hardcore research, and they can have access to intellectual capital of IIT Gandhinagar, basically faculty, students, and all the equipment, a library, auditoriums for your business needs. And we have this research park, which is a fully functional and plug and play office space. And we have ample meeting areas and conference rooms for business requirements, as I said. When it comes to what are the research facilities, what any tech startup would be requiring, a small company, rather a budding entrepreneur, a technology guy, he will not be able to invest in equipment of his own. That's where IIT Gandhinagar research facilities will be accessible for some kind of a testing, analysis, and some kind of a validation kind of a purposes. Though much of the information is available on the website of IIT Gandhinagar, I thought let me just give you a small glimpse of what is available on the campus. So all this equipment put together maybe around 120, 130 crores worth of equipment available to industry as well as budding startups for pay-per-use basis for their user. So the lot of capital expenditure can be saved for those tech ventures. Like Sanjeev or our Government of Gujarat Industry Department officer mentioned, so all these facilities are built for the purpose of public good and research purposes. All are welcome. So a few of the equipment, like for chemical processes, we have a common research and technology development hub for chemical processes. Almost 150 odd companies, small, big, all of them, they came here and they have done their testing of various either fully established entities or newly developed molecules. People are doing their testing and analysis in these facilities. Even for in the domain of fire, say everybody talking about electric vehicles and fire safety. IIT Gandhinagar has a fire safety center, and say whatever names you are seeing, whether it is Underwriters Laboratories or Shah Bogilal or Godrej or all these companies, they are partners to this fire safety facility. In fact, one of the company from a budding startup, I can say from Ahmedabad, again one of our student. So he is working on lithium battery. One of the fire safety equipment manufacturer is an industry company, industry with 25 years of experience. Now they have collaborated and they are testing their thoughts or products in this fire safety center. It's a tech startup from Gujarat, collaborating with a company from Bombay under the umbrella of IIT Gandhinagar Fire Safety Center. Say, not only hardware, we have certain software also, maybe for simulations, whether it is MATLAB or ANSYS, all these software tools are available for academic research. Even a startup can make use of them through our some kind of an engagement. So Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center, as I said, we have been supporting startup ventures. It is more than 20 ventures in different stages. Few of them have graduated. Like one of the company, MyCop, they are into 3D printed concrete components. Now they are catering to the requirements of army. They are building bunkers. Another company, Geocate, what you are seeing on the very first row, they are into ground penetrating radar, and they are catering the needs of all the infrastructure projects, including bullet train. So what is there below the soil? Up to 8 meters, it can give some kind of a mapping and different users with different requirements. So any of the tech startups, if they can quantify what is that they are looking for, I think we will be able to help them to get connected either with the faculty or students or with this particular laboratory for their research requirements, either product development or validation, or say if somebody joins this our IIEC, that Entrepreneurship Center, so they will have access to some kind of a co-working, the infrastructure, our programs, mentorship, network, and also funding. So what kind of an infrastructure? It's a co-working space. We have tinkering lab and hardware, computing and library labs, everything, whatever is available on the campus, the startup companies will be able to access them. And whatever programs we do conduct, startups can participate in that. And mentorship, say an industry, if the startup company directly goes to the industry, yes, well and good. Otherwise, we help them to identify those mentors and industry, rather matured industrialists, to mentor them. And the network, knowledge and network, yes, by virtue of IIT Gandhinagar and its reach, we can help these companies. And also we do limited funding on various schemes. Nidhi Prayas is one such scheme. And also we enable venture capital investments and angel investments. When IISc does this kind of a role, including current activities like entrepreneurship within the campus as well as outside the campus. We are doing this. And early stage enterprise, we do certain support, nurturing and promoting growth. Say growth, it can happen once they grow. So growth can happen through collaborating either with external ecosystem or within IIT Gandhinagar ecosystem and the knowledge and network of IIT Gandhinagar. So these are the kind of industries and departments the institute is having some kind of a projects, collaboration projects and consulting and advisory services. Any of the tech startup, when they get into the campus, they will have access to all this information. And for their research requirements, they can make use of student interactions. They can engage students for 3 months to 6 months to 9 months or 3 years kind of a project, 3 years engagement if it is a high-tech venture. Say the institute is welcoming tech startups and industry, and for any help, I think we'll be able to happy to assist. I think let me close this presentation for now. And now I think I should be able to come back to this Zoom call and interact with you, Q&A or whatever. I'm sorry, whatever has happened is a technical glitch somewhere.
Yeah, it's a part and parcel of being having an online session.
Dependency, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much. It was very nice to hear from you about the academic institutional support, how it is very much important for the tech-based startups, and we very nicely portrayed out the research park activities and what all the equipments and facilities available at IIT Gandhinagar. So thank you very much, sir. So finally, we have come to an end of today's session, and I would like to present the vote of thanks on behalf of GUJCOST to all our speakers, all the participants who have joined, the state SNT councils, our CSC coordinators, and all the team behind this organizing this event. So first and foremost, my thanks to DST Government of India for providing us a platform to discuss about the various aspects of industries in Gujarat leading to Atmanirbhar Bharat. My thanks to Sahu sir for mentoring us all, for organizing this program in such a nice manner. I thank all our speakers, Mr. Darshan Shah sir, for his nice talk on bringing out the role of industries for Atmanirbhar Bharat and how the government and industry should work hand in hand to adopt new technologies and covering all the various aspects and sectors which can lead to Atmanirbhar Bharat. I thank Pathik Patwari sir. He very rightly said that industrial growth is very imperative to be called as Atmanirbhar Bharat. And industries have definitely played a very important role in the Gujarat economic model. And for benchmarking ourselves, it is very important that we participate at international and national collaborations and events, and we can know where we stand basically and how we can choose the way forward. So thank you, sir. I also thank Neil Shimali sir for bringing out various schemes that reflect the Gujarat industry ecosystem and the need to encourage and guide the young entrepreneurs, and how government initiatives with the use of technology are promoting the ease of doing business in Gujarat. Thank you, sir. I thank Sanjeev Malhotra sir for his nice talk on the tech industries of India, and definitely think digital, think India is another way of telling that we are marching towards the path of Atmanirbhar Bharat. He very nicely depicted the impact of technology on modernizing the manufacturing industry in our country through various examples. Thank you, sir. And finally, I thank K.S. Murthy, sir, for showcasing the academic institutional support for the tech-led startups. Very rightly, what a startup needs is basically infrastructure, some programs, some mentorship, and a network. And definitely, backing them with the support of the academic institutions will definitely lead to the prosperity of our nation. So, with this, I thank all our speakers, all the participants, and all those who have joined us for this session, and my GUJCOST colleagues. Thank you, everyone, and we look forward to for further association in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.